Hello, and welcome back to the Holistic Witch's Cottage. This is Melissa, and I am the Holistic Witch, and it's raining outside my window. You may be able to hear it in the background because it's raining rather heavily at the moment. At the time of my recording, I started this is at exactly 11 a.m., so we'll use the angel numbers of 1111 as a good sign for this. I am recording on the morning of Mother's Day. It is Mother's Day in the United States. I know other countries celebrate other days, but it is Mother's Day in the United States, and that can be a very complicated day for myself and for others, so I may ramble on a bit about that. Wherever you are, I am wishing you well. I wrote some posts about Mother's Day this morning, and I wrote something to the effect that however and whatever you are feeling today, and however you choose to celebrate or acknowledge this day is valid. And I truly believe that. I truly do. I was raised in a very forced environment with a lot of obligations, and some of them made no sense, and I'll get into that a bit more as I ramble through this process. But times have changed. I am no longer that little girl in the 1970s, and we do have rights and the ability to choose boundaries now that maybe I didn't have the ability to do in the 1970s. So whatever you're feeling and whatever you do is valid, including listening or not listening to this today. So it's a chilly morning, rainy here. I'm watching some birds flitter about, so maybe it's starting to clear up a bit, or we're in the in-betweens with the weather. It's chilly. I'm in jammies and a big purple cardigan, a thrifted cardigan that I like. It's very soft and fluffy. It felt like a nice thing for Mother's Day to wear. Today is going to be a day focusing on comfort. I'll probably spend most of the day alone. In addition to, of course, Momo, the wonder dog, who's napping under 3 blankets right now. That's how we determine the chilly factor in this house. 1 blanket, 1 thin blanket, 3 thick blankets. He's under like 3 medium blankets. It's a bit chilly. I've got Dunkin' brand s'mores coffee in the coffee pot, which I haven't poured yet. I think I'll get through this and then do that. So, recap. Last week we went to Fairy Fest. This year, this week has been extremely busy for just work stuff and getting some things down around the house. We had some plans for yesterday, but work stuff and weather stuff got in the way. So it was just kind of a nice hang out, get some small chores done later in the afternoon, and then hubby and I took Momo for a walk in his lovely ruby red pet stroller, the most spoiled dog in the world. No, I know other people have very spoiled fur babies out there too. My birthday was during the week, which was weird. We had like some shortcake and strawberries and whipped cream. It's all good. I stuck a candle in it. Ta-da! I usually get a phone call from one sister. This year I got a text. Maybe I should say, maybe I shouldn't say. I was actually a little relieved to not get the full phone call. I'm not really a phone call person, which is ironic because, I do podcasting and stuff, videos. I'm fairly confident with, speaking. But sometimes I'm just rambly, but sometimes that phone call feels so forced. am not a fan of obligation, as I'll get into more about Mother's Day. So I would never want anybody to call me out of forced obligation. Like when a phone call starts out like, hey, happy birthday. So I wrote down on a piece of paper that it's your birthday today, so I would remember that I have to call you, because Mom would expect that I would have to call you on your birthday because it's your birthday. I really don't want to talk to you because secretly I can't effing stand you, but I called you anyway because Mom would expect that. I think that's going to sort of be the tone of today's podcast, with some magical things sprinkled here and there. So I guess maybe I'll just put up a trigger warning right now. Like if this is something that's not going to resonate or maybe bring you discomfort, you can choose whether or not you want to proceed with that. Okay? But I had the birthday and it was fine, and it's cool. Once you get to a certain age, I guess, I don't know how important all that is anymore, at least not for me. Okay, so let's proceed with Mother's Day. So my mom has been gone. I think we're almost to the 10-year mark since my mom crossed the veil. I am a pendulum dowser, so I am sometimes contacted by spirit. I said that, and then I started hearing the weirdest static in my headset. So she's trying to come through. Hey. So I am a pendulum dowser. I don't get the pendulum out often because it can get weird sometimes. I don't like to invite too much spirit activity into the cottage. I know spirit activity is here often. I can channel, and so can Kiddo, and sometimes it's a lot. The pendulum helps me clear up communication sometimes, although I think I'm a pretty strong channeler. But sometimes the pendulum helps spirit come through that may not be as strong or focused as other spirit activity, if that makes sense. Like there's certain spirit activity that can like contact directly to me. I just can sense it in my head. It's more of a claircognition type thing. But if their focus is wobbly and shaky, sometimes adding the crystal or certain types of metal, bronze especially seems to work well here, focuses that energy, if that makes any sense. Now, I've had pretty frequent pendulum visits from my dad. People always warn me about tricksters, trickster demons, tricksters. Well, maybe. I mean, I won't discount that. But when Dad comes through, he says things that no one else would know, or things that I didn't remember. So it could be that idiomotor, spicy psychology, or, it's Dad, because no one else would know some of those things except Dad and me. So you can take that for what it's worth. Now, Mom has only come through once, I think, on the pendulum. Sometimes she relays messages through Dad. There's still a lot of anger there from Mom. And we'll get into that. Again, I was born in the late 60s. I'm on the cusp of Gen X. Everybody reads the memes about Gen Xers. We're kind of off on their own. Being the youngest, and I'm much younger than my siblings, other people said about how spoiled and overprotected I was. That was more of an appearance thing from my perception. It wasn't. I also think some things happened when I was very young that I don't feel comfortable talking about because it's family secret kind of stuff that probably should remain that way. All I know is I was x-rayed when I was very, very young child. there was an excuse made for that, but there was certainly some physical abuse happening to me when I was little, because there's medical records that document that. But probably physical abuse at the hands of my mother. So let's think like shaken baby syndrome type stuff. Okay. But again, I won't go too far into that. But you know, maybe some of my surviving aunts, you know, who lived past my mom's passing, had told me some stories, and my older siblings would probably just say that I was tremendously spoiled and overprotective, and she never let me do anything. I think it was more of fear that if I was injured, someone would blame her. And I have some confirmation on that from the pendulum. Actually, my mom had a stroke, I guess that's what they were calling it, a year before her passing. And she was in a rehab for just, you know, a couple of weeks. Like, I think that's standard. That's all insurance will pay for. But, I was there with Kiddo. Kiddo was, you know, pretty young, like 8, 9. And a speech therapist came in to work with Mom, and Mom's speech was pretty good, but she was having still some memory and cognition issues, and she blurted out some things about, she was calling me the wrong name. Not even the name of a family member. She was just calling me the wrong name. And so the speech therapist was going through pictures with my mom, and she was pointing to pictures of my siblings, and she knew all those, but she couldn't identify me from the picture, and I was sitting there with her, so she had like no idea who I was. And the speech therapist said, "Which one was the baby? Who was the baby?" And she said my name, and then she said, "The baby, that's the one I'm not allowed to kill. The baby, that's the one that ruined my life. The baby." Okay, so that's weird. Like, I definitely hold some trauma from that. My mom often said that having me in... She was almost 40. I was almost 40 when I had Kiddo, so there's a similarity there. She had said often that having me, and it wasn't like... I was told by my siblings this wasn't like an oopsie baby. This was very planned because Mom was bored or something. Again, think of like China doll syndrome. Mom needed a new baby to dress up and take out to get attention. So, you know, there's that kind of stuff. So Mother's Day is complicated for me because my relationship with my mother feels very complicated. In the 70s, I just thought her behaviors were normal. And now as an adult, an educated adult, I know that her behaviors were not normal, not even for that time reference of the 60s to 70s. So that's a complication for me. So I don't know if Mom will ever come through on the pendulum more clearly, and quite honestly, I'm not sure if I want her to. So that's complicated. So if anybody's still listening, I mean, I'm sure you have your own complications with your own parents. It's hard, that balance of what we're supposed to feel versus what I really feel. Now, let me be fair in saying I think she probably did the best that she could with the tools that she had at the time. But mom's focus on appearance to make her appear a certain way in social standing, I think that's a pretty common thing that some kids, especially girls, go through, was a very large determining factor in a lot of things that Mom did. and there was also some tremendous OCD with numbers going on. I remember one year, my Spanish teacher from high school actually lives across the street from me now. He's my across the street neighbor. And he told me a time that my mother came to the school and I had gotten 100, a 100. We had numerical grades like 0 to 100 in our school. At that time, I had gotten 100 in his class, so he wrote a 100 on the report card. My mother showed up and threatened him because the numbers 100 upset her so much on that report card that he changed the grade to a 99 for her. It didn't in the grade book, but he changed it to a 99 on that report card so she wouldn't freak out. So he told me, like, years after that, I never got 100 on my report card because she would freak out about it. But he always, if I earned 100, I got it in the grade book, and that's how he always figured out my stuff to, like, keep me on National Honor Society and stuff like that. But I mean, I just found, like, I find stuff like that kind of fascinating. Like, that was something that would be a trigger for my mom, that my grades were supposed to be perfect, but if I got 100, she would go to the school and ream out the teacher. I mean, it's just kind of crazy in a lot of ways. So we all deal with our own complications and our own weird quirks and things, and I know as a mom I have them too. But, you know, it's complicated. So Mom's been gone 10 years, and there's times that I miss interactions with her, but then there's other times that I feel relieved. I'm going to kind of go on that track with some other things too. I talked about it at the birthday that my mom used to show up at the house between 6 a.m., my house, the cottage. We've been here a long time now. Between 6 a.m. and 6:30, pound on my door, have some kind of generic card that she'd write, you're getting this card because I'm obligated to give you one, and then leave a roll of pennies on it on the porch and then take off. Everything was appearances and obligations to my mom, and I hope that is something I haven't done with my two children. We've had our own complications, but I hope that isn't a thing. So, okay, so let's get into magic a little bit. If you have a difficult relationship with your mother, what kind of magical protections are you using? Are you bubble shielding? Are you warding? Are you wearing certain crystals? I ward my house to keep certain spirit presences out, and for a long time I heavily warded to keep Mom's presence out of the cottage. When we get to Samhain and they do dumb suppers and stuff, I was invited to one. We were supposed to bring pictures of our parents, and I absolutely would not participate in that. I did not want to invite that energy back into my life. So, you know, Mother's Day can be complicated. So whatever you're feeling is valid. Whatever weird, crazy feelings I'm feeling are valid too. I want to say I don't know exactly how my siblings feel about the past, but I know they don't agree with me on some of this. And again, that's valid. That's cool. I am much younger than my siblings, so I have no doubt that my childhood experience was different than theirs. Because that's just normal. Times change and things like that. So let's move on. So, me becoming a mother. I had my first child in my mid-20s. I was married for about 4 to 5 years before that happened, and things were not great. I don't want to diss on the ex-husband too much, but, you know, things were not great. There was some addiction issues going on with him. I had son number 1. Towards the end of November, we had just celebrated Thanksgiving, and I was basically abandoned at the hospital. So ex-husband popped in from time to time after the birth of son number 1. So becoming a mother, like, I basically became a married woman who was a single mother the day after my child was born, because he had definitely mentally checked out from the situation, but he had also physically checked out from the situation. Now, he did pop back in, and he did move back in for a bit, but didn't hang around long, and he's had his own complications in life, and so be it. Occasionally, Facebook will show me something that's going on with him, even though I have thoroughly blocked him from social media. Sometimes things pop up. So, son number 1, I probably put too much attention on trying to be a really good mom because I was overcompensating. Again, we have my mom in the background saying, "You're an embarrassment to the family because your husband left," and this, that, and the other, and it's an embarrassment to me, and your hair's not right, and you don't dress right, and you don't do this, and you don't do that, and everything that she used to do. And so I have this baby, and then I always knew something was different about him. I mean, I had experience with other children, and I knew something was off. Well, eventually we did get an autism diagnosis, among other things. So I don't want to go too much into it. We have an estranged relationship. It will be going on 7 years, I believe. Well, I guess officially it's 6 years, if you want to go there. It will be going on 7, but it's officially 6 years. He sort of disappeared from our life at the beginning of the COVID pandemic. My younger son was diagnosed with diabetes in June of 2020. When I was away at Children's Hospital with my younger son, the older one, who had his own life, he lived his own place, he was living with a girl, he's, again, gaps in my family. There's 14 years difference between my kids. He was an adult. He had already been married once. He was living with another woman, and he had called me for help with a video game. I said, "I can't help you right now. We're trying to figure out how to work with the insulin and everything we needed to do." And that was the last time we heard from him. He said if Mario Kart wasn't more important than his little brother, he wishes his brother would just die. And that's the last time we heard from my older son. I watched a video this morning produced by a guy, I guess he calls himself Autism Dad or something like that, and he did a Happy Mother's Day to autism moms, and that really resonated with me because there was so much pressure. Like, I had been disinvited to every family function because no one wanted my son there. My older son and I spent a lot of time alone. I think I found a lot of safe things for him to do. We visited many places. We went on cool vacations that he could tolerate. So not only was I trying to deal with the challenges of being a single mom and not having a ton of money, but I was also trying to navigate autism in the early 90s, and there wasn't as much known back then as there is now, to be very honest with you. So I was trying to navigate all that, and I know I made mistakes along the way. I know that, and I absolutely own that. If I had had some of the research and resources that are available today, I would have made different choices. But again, just as I extend grace to my mom doing what she did in the 70s with the tools she had, I feel like I did the best I could in the 90s with the tools that were available at the time. So we don't hear from him, but I did write something about, I have some sadness in that. Other moms like to rub things in my face like, oh, you don't have any prom pictures, and you don't have this, and you don't have that. No, our life was very different than the mainstream. Not that autistic children don't go to prom and such, just mine didn't. But I said, like, there's a sadness about missing some special moments and special milestones along the way. But there's also a relief because he could become extremely violent, extremely hostile. And I wrote a reference to chocolate cake. I can't even recall, I could not tell you an accurate number of how many times I've been hit, punched, had something like a coffee cup or a cordless phone, because that was a little before cell phone time for me. Remotes, shoes, rocks thrown at me, hit in the face with something like that, because the frosting on cake looked too shiny. The French fries were not in the correct order on a plate. The length on the shoelaces were wrong. We actually had a crisis call made over shoelaces one time because he was threatening self-harm over the length of how he tied his shoes that day. Things did not get better in adulthood for him. And sometimes, I'm sad that I don't have a relationship with him, but I'm also relieved because I don't know what a relationship with him today would look like. When he's in treatment, I don't even know the politically correct word to say. I hate to say manageable because that sounds like I'm trying to control him, and I'm not. When he's in treatment, it's pleasant and he feels safer to be around. When he was in between treatments or just frankly had quit or whatever, it could be very dangerous to be within his proximity. He attacked me in a car once because he was triggered by something on the side of the road. He was triggered in a Burger King. This is as an adult. He was triggered in a Burger King and began to ransack the place. I guess that might be the word. I mean, everything's kind of secured in fast food restaurants, but he went over to the napkin dispenser and started pulling napkins out and throwing them and kicking things and throwing ketchup and just over a smell, like the smell of the chicken. Do they call theirs nuggets? I guess. They're chicken nuggets. The smell was a trigger for him. I don't know. So, as much as I would love to have him in my life, there is a certain degree of relief and safety because he's not. If that makes sense, I don't know. So then there's Kiddo, who's 14 years younger than bigger brother. I was just about 40-ish when I had Kiddo, just like my mom was just about 40-ish when she had me. And there have been so many health problems along the way for that kid. Bless him. There's been so many issues along the way. I was a teacher. I was teaching when I had kiddo, and I decided at some point, I got remarried. I was a single mom with son number 1 for a long time. I think he was about 12, maybe 13 if I consult the math. Maybe 13 when I got remarried, and then had Christopher about a year. Everybody knows, about a year and a half later. So it's weird because I started all over. I left a career because kiddo had so many health problems, and I ended up starting my homeschool journey, which lasted basically from age 3 until graduation. And now I feel like I'm on the cusp of being an empty nester. He's still here because he's doing post high school schooling. He doesn't like me to talk about it on the podcast, what his career and school choices are, and that's fine. I respect that. That's valid as well. But he is still a student and works part-time. So he lives with us, and that's a great financial savings, so that's fine. But there's this weirdness because I'm starting to feel like the empty nester. He's still around. He only really wants me when he wants me for something. Otherwise, I'm kind of on my own. Hubby works a lot, and I'm kind of on my own. So I've developed some new projects, some new things to keep me busy. Momo just woke up. Do you know it's your turn? I was just about to talk about you, sir. So, I've got my fur baby. I've got Momo the Wonder Dog. I think there may be a second fur baby coming in the future, but I'm kind of busy with some other projects right now, so I'm not sure that it's fair to bring a puppy in while I'm engaged in a big project. But I have a feeling that big project is going to lessen soon. Maybe not end, but lessen. So the magical powers that be may be bringing another fur baby here. I'm not sure how Momo will react to that. In magical terms like maiden, mother, and crone, I'm probably somewhere between mother and crone now, but still mother to fur babies and my wildlife babies and my birds and my crows and my deer and my hummingbirds and these animals that come back and live here at the cottage every spring and summer. So I'm still mothering them. I'm still fostering my connection to Mother Earth. I still have my connection to Mary and Mary Magdalene, and in the Christian theology, I still carry that. So there's a lot, we have our relationships with our birth mothers. Some of us are adopted, not me, but everybody's got their own family story, their own child life story. And then if you choose to have children, or you have children, or adopt children, or have stepchildren, or however you may bring children into your family unit, then that is and can be complicated. And then fur babies and reptile babies and bird babies and animal babies and whatever kind of babies there are. And then, I've got my relationship with the Fae in the spirit world and Mother Earth. Whoops, headset's sliding. And all those things. So life can be complicated. So however you mother or however you are mothered, that is valid. Try to take some time today to connect with your own personal magic and whatever brings you comfort and protection and validity in your life. I was going to preface with this and I didn't, so I guess I'll just tack it on at the end. On the Holistic Witches Cottage Facebook page, I shared a post from Shayla's Art Sanctuary. I absolutely love her artwork. I don't know if she uses AI or if it's hand-drawn. I don't care. I do understand about the environmental concerns about AI. I don't necessarily have enough of a discerning eye to always tell the difference between artwork that may be AI assisted or artwork that is not. So I don't know how she creates her artwork. All I know is that I love it and I think it's beautiful. So she did an A to Z alphabetical list of flower bouquets for anyone who wants more flowers in their life or anyone who did not receive flowers for Mother's Day. So I shared that for you on the Holistic Witches Cottage page. I also shared a list. I forget the resource, but you can click on it and see it. It is a link to an article with a comprehensive list, A to Z, of magical properties and magical correspondences for flowers. And I would invite you to take a look at that and see how you can bring more flowers in your life to enhance your magic and support your magic, or to bring magical protections to your yard or property or home or office or whatever it may be. So I won't ramble too much anymore. Like I said, I put a trigger warning up near the beginning of this. If you stuck with it and you were bothered by it, I apologize. It's my reality. It's what's real to me. Mothering can be hard. So let's express, I'm expressing grace to those who are mothering, who are mothered and have complications in regards to that. This one went pretty long because I had a lot to ramble about today. I'm hoping the weather is going to clear up. It looks like the rain may stop here around 3 o'clock. I'd like to go out and do some work in the garden. And one of my favorite things now is to ride on my electric trike. There's something about going fast in the wind on the trail where I'm starting to learn where all the birds live out in the woods on the trail, and visiting the birds that brings joy to my life. So whatever brings joy to your life, I hope that you can find that today. If you are obligated or expected to participate in Mother's Day rituals that are bringing you tension or despair, sending you magic, sending you shielding, sending you protection to help you get through that time in your life, I think that's enough. This will take me to about 40 minutes. I'm going to have a cup of Dunkin'. I'm reading the sequel to Fourth Wing, which I think is called Iron Flame. Yeah, so I started that early this morning. I liked Fourth Wing. Dragons are cool. And have a wonderful, wonderful week. Blessings on your journey wherever you may be. And feel free to touch base with me either on Facebook or Gmail me at The Holistic Witch. Blessings on your journey. Bye-bye.